Hello everybody and welcome, it's VDan here. So glad that you can tune into another video. Today, I am sorry that I did not post a tutorial for this boss, but it was kind of a hidden solution to do it. And obviously Punji got a video out before me, but the true solution, or I believe one of the true solutions that made it very easy to get 185,000 or less was to use ADORA, okay? So this was found by the player Jandalf, whose link will be in the description. I'm sure many of you see him on the leaderboards, particularly for co-op, and we did actually get a 4-player co-op run in, which has netted us first place by a good margin because many people were unaware of this strategy. So basically, the idea is you've got 4 Savatars and you have ADORA up to level 20, and the idea is that you sacrifice some tower worth about 2,000 or more, I believe it is, and she gives this huge buff to all the Savatars and she just goes crazy. A big important thing for this strategy as well was the fact that the super monkeys had to be 402. The reason being is that due to this map having quite a few blockages, as you can see where Lych is right now, if we didn't have 402, we wouldn't be able to actually hit there. So while we do lose a bit of range, Adora's buff to the range kind of negates that, and we can also shoot it through the barriers. And I believe that that equates to having a much better DPS overall output, okay? So that was basically the strategy, and then in conjunction with that, I got 2 glues and 2 ices here now. Basically, to get a really good score, it's just a case of how much can you reduce the glues and ices. I think I could have certainly got away with probably 1 glue and 1 ice, so maybe get it to about 175k, but to go lower than that will be a bit tricky. Another point I want to mention as well is that the first thing I sacrificed was a marketplace. The reason I did actually farm, even though you don't really need to farm at all for this strategy, just basically arose from the anticipation that we're going to lose quite a few lives on tier 5. So I bet you could perhaps get away with it actually without having one, so that could be even more money saved. I didn't even think of that. But to be safe, you could just get a marketplace. I mean, for tier 2, literally, I forgot to mention this, cripple as well. Obviously, you want cripple. But tier 2, if you have cripple with just literally a plasma monkey, it just annihilates it, okay? So don't ever underestimate the power of cripple. Combining that with 4 Savatars, you've just got amazing DPS output. Now, I'm sorry that I put it on like 10 times speed there. It's a bit tedious, but you do need to be pretty careful, I'd say, with some of Adora's ability timings and just ability timings overall. And also, you do need to do some targeting micro to be safe. Around 125, I found the hardest. As you can see, we get a bit close there. But then from there, it gets easy. So you just need to be a bit aware of how you need to target things. Also, I did add 2 subs as well. Subs just help with this little bit of DPS. And we found in our co-op run that we're like 40k short the first time we did it. So just having a sub down helps make up that. But you could probably get away with that again. So you can see, basically with least cash, it's always, you find a rough idea of the strategy. Okay, so we're thinking, right, Savatars, Adora, 2k sacrifices to her, she's going to be a beast. And then you think, what debuffs and extra towers can I remove? And then basically, how much am I willing to spend 100,000 monkey money and get luck with RNG? And that's what it came down to. But to mitigate that, we still got a really good score here. I mean, this was quite a chilled one in comparison to the co-op run that we did, where I was literally like, oh, I was getting stressed out by it, just how close it got. But yeah, so as you can see, Ball of Lightning, I timed that for this soul because I got worried that if I didn't have that in time, then we would pretty much lose there. But luckily, now we're all good, and we've got DDTs here, but because the Sun Avatars can see camo, I could pretty much put it on double speed, and I can just use glues intermittently, and make sure to keep sacrificing. So if you saw, I sacrificed basically the discount towers, then the subs, and I tried to keep jungle drums on the front row Savatars, just because that'll always help. I mean, it is worth it if you can. And I'm sorry you just saw the Discord notification there from me, Feed Me Pie, and Q, or Black Eye Fly. So Feed Me Pie has absolutely annihilated least cash, as he seems to always be doing at the minute. And he even used this kind of idea to transfer over to Elite. So it's definitely a cool thing to do. Maybe, you know, for future events, just don't neglect Adora and Savatars. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Hopefully next boss I can not have a secret strategy, and I'll see you guys very soon.